there, I'm here to talk about Christmas, Bloody Christmas. This is going to be a really quick video. I don't expect to be on for very long with this one. It's a new film on Shudder. Joe Bagos directed it and wrote it. It's about a killer Santa Claus that's actually a military grade robot. You know, edges of what they did in Small Soldiers, Joe Dante film, like using military stuff for toys. Or the film Toys, which is the same kind of thing. But here it's just used as a Terminator kind of setup, so you can have a killer robot wander around a town and start murdering people. So early on, we hear about these robot Santas that have been around as a test case. And then on the TV, as the film goes on, you hear about one of them breaking down and the damage it's caused. But the leads of the film, or no one in the film even sees that headline. So when everything goes wrong, they don't have a clue what's going on at all, but the audience does. But essentially it's a film that's cheerfully a cheesy 80s film. It's in love with 80s filmmaking. Like the Santa Claus is influenced by, obviously, all the killer Santa Claus films in the 80s. The killer robots, obviously Terminator, and all the Terminator rip-offs. The Christmas themed film, which is very 80s. There's a lot of films in the 80s were Christmas themed. You know, the kind of cynical Christmas themed film, which is very Shane Black. So there's lots of stuff there that you've seen elsewhere, but it's thrown together in a knowing way, which basically says, look, we know you've seen bits of this before. This is a B movie. Just enjoy it. Don't worry about it. And that's what's the charm of the film. It's very enjoyable. It's exactly the film you expect it to be. It's a killer Santa Claus robot movie. So the film starts off with two characters. One's a woman who's a young woman in her mid-20s who owns a record shop. Her and her employee, who's a young guy, right about her age, they banter all the time. They argue all the time. She always thinks she's right. She's one of those people who always is obsessed with pop culture and music and certain type of horror film. She always thinks she's right. He always counters her argument. They enjoy annoying each other. Very mid-20s kind of characters. Very kind of... Everyone's seen them. Everyone's probably been them and been drunk enough where they are sure they're damn right and they'll be allowed and... You know, I saw a review saying I didn't understand these characters. I don't identify with these characters. I've never seen characters like that. And they're like, do you ever go out? There are people that, in any walk of life, people who are obsessed with a certain thing and think they know everything. Everybody has something they think that they're obsessed about. They think they're genius at. And they're also kind of callous. And these characters are kind of callous in their 20s way where they've gone from the idealism of the teenage years to realising it's much harder out in the world than they thought it was. They've become like overly cynical and overly bruising of each other's feelings because they're a little bit wary of letting their guard down. And they enjoy really annoying each other and having fun at each other's expense. So it's like basically a seduction between both of them through the first half of the film as they're going around different bars getting drunk on Christmas Eve, not knowing that there's a killer Santa Claus robot around, which of course becomes the second half of the movie. This killer Santa Claus robot is in the store run by the lead female characters for Best Pal. As Best Pal and her boyfriend get killed early on. And the robot just focuses, because before it broke down, it saw our lead character, and it focuses on her, of getting her, killing her. So it's focused completely on this person, and will walk anywhere to get to her. So it's basically her worst nightmare. And slowly you get the build up to that as she's oblivious to the threat. So is her employee / soon to be boyfriend as they try and seduce each other through the first half of the film. The seduction happens and then all hell breaks loose as a robot Santa murders people who have way too many Christmas lights up, and he just walks into the house and naturally destroys them. It's the first of many killer death scenes in the film. I'm not going to get into more detail about who else gets it, but it's very enjoyable. Nobody gets spared. You know, there's no sentimentality to any character. Even if the character will survive, they're not going to get out unscathed. Everybody gets brutalised in this film. There's a couple of deaths that are really nice and brutal, and there's one or two unexpected ones as well that you think they're not going to be that brutal. They are. So, it's a very enjoyable film. It's really silly, really ridiculous, and it knows it's really ridiculous. It really has fun with the kind of 80s aesthetic of, like, just very grainy, very, you know, overshot lights in the background, so everything seems a bit overproduced in an attacky way that a small town might do it. Because I just think, hell with it, it's Christmas, let's go way over the top. It's got that feel to it, it's really enjoyable. The characters are overly cynical. Everything just feels very 80s and very enjoyable and, you know, very B-movie-ish. You know, the characters are very well defined, very early, and the plot develops through those characters. And that's it. There's no message to the story, it's just this movie. About them trying to escape with their lives. And it's just fun. I mean, the second half, as the killer robot starts to go through people, gets more and more fun the more brutal it gets. And how just it does not care. The film does not care about goodwill or good taste. It embraces the fact that the robot will come back again and again, and it really enjoys the thing of you knowing it's going to come back, and you just wait to see how it comes back, and how the lead character has to keep finding new ways to try and kill this bloody thing. Because no matter how much what she thinks of, it will find a way around it. It's just like someone else, and half the exhaustion from her is not just the running, it's just trying to think of the next thing to use, because this machine is all metal and she's just flesh, and a few hits from this thing on her and she's dead. So she has to protect herself and find a way to kill it and avoid getting too close to her. So it's a really enjoyable film, a real throwback, and I highly recommend it. Go see it, it's just great fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. That's me for now.